What's good, guys? This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. Thought I'd make a video talking about the Nikon Z6 in-camera slow motion. This video is perfect for those of you thinking about getting the Nikon Z6 and are wondering how good the in-camera slow motion really is. In this video, why don't I just show you? So the Z6 records slow motion, not in 4K, 1080p HD. It does 4 times and it does 5 times. 5 times is 24 frames per second. It does 4 times slow motion. It slows it down 4 times at 30 and 25. So at 1080 30p, you get 4 times slow motion. And at 24 frames per second, you can get up to 5 times slow motion. What I think of the slow motion, I think it looks incredible. I think it looks really good. I've used other mirrorless cameras in the past, and Nikon is right up there. It's very usable, which I'll go ahead and show you in this video a little later. Now, I will be shooting some clips outdoors, and I'm going to be using the FTZ adapter on the Z6. And we will go ahead in today's video use the Nikon 85mm f1.4G lens to capture slow motion today. So I will do some clips at 30 frames per second. I'll also give it a try at 5 times slow motion at 24 frames per second. Again, using the Nikon 85mm 1.4G lens with the FTZ adapter. I'll use a tripod on some of the clips, and I'll also do some handheld slow motion with IBIS on the Z6. So before I take you out and show you what the Nikon Z6 can do as far as slow motion, if this is your first time on Vahography, this is a photography photo channel, a rock and roll photography photo channel that we talk all things photography. You know why I call it a rock and roll photography channel? Because I love rock and roll. I was a musician back in the days. I used to play the drums for an amazing rock band. I still dabble in it. I still play the drums on occasion. And you know what? In the future, you never know what I'll do with music. I love music. Music's a part of my life. I love the history of music, hard rock, heavy metal, classic rock, you name it. So this is why I call Vahography the rock and roll photography channel. So if this is your first time on this channel, again, we talk all things photography, camera lens reviews, tutorials, whether you're a wedding photographer, portrait, landscape, real estate, street photographer, all types of photographers are welcome here. So if this is your first time, so go ahead and click on that subscribe button, guys. I'll appreciate it very much. All right, guys, why don't we get started? Go out and shoot some clips in slow motion. The whole goal in this video right here is for those of you videographers out there, either you're a cinematographer, filmmaker, wedding videographer, events, whatever the case may be, you're thinking about getting a Nikon Z6 for your work, and you're wondering how good is the slow motion, in-camera slow motion. So in this video, I'm going to show you some examples straight from the camera. I'm not going to do any editing whatsoever. I'm just going to drag and drop the files to an editing software and export it to this video. So you guys ready to go out and have some fun with the Nikon Z6 and the 85 1.4G doing some slow motion with a tripod and handheld? Let's go. I'm ready. You ready? Let's go. Rock and roll. Wait, I can't forget these, can we? We need these for the experiment. Rock and roll. So the first couple of examples, I'm driving around the neighborhood. I set the Z6 to record at 120 frames per second, 1920 by 1080, 30p times 4 slow motion setting on the camera. And with all these clips, I stabilized the camera with a tripod using the 85mm 1.4G lens and with the FTZ adapter, autofocus. And by the way, I'm using an ND filter, 77mm. You need that if you're doing shots broad daylight and you want to stop your aperture down almost wide open. I believe I'm at 1.8 on these images right here. I'm very pleased with the results I'm getting in camera. And again, I'm not editing these clips. I just dragged and dropped them right into my editor and just straight out of the camera. What do you guys think? These next couple of clips, I set the setting on the Z6 to 24p at 5 times slow motion. So you guys see the difference between the 30p and the 24p, 4 times and 5 times. I set the autofocus setting on the camera to AFF, continuous autofocus. Okay guys, I'm using the cigarette and the smoke for a little visual effect for slow motion. Rock and roll. I needed some fast action footage, and right here in these clips I'm hand holding the camera with IBIS on, and just look at the dramatic effect slow motion can do to your footage. That weed whacker is doing its thing on the ground. I was getting hit by shrapnel left and right, but well worth it, guys, well worth it. Cool footage. I'm very pleased with what this camera can do in body, and it just makes for some cool looking footage. Just make sure you're stabilized, guys. Very important. All right. Okay. We're back. Hopefully you like this video, guys. Slow motion on the Nikon Z6. Like I said, I'm a photographer and I dabble in video. I do video for this channel, Vahography. And for what it is, the Nikon Z6 Slow Motion works for me. I'm a photographer first and a content creator second. So obviously I use the Nikon Z6 for my photography work, my professional photography work. And I'm also using the Z6s here today for the video portion of Vahography, recording with the Z6s in this video right now. So camera 1, camera 2, Nikon Z6. So it's more than a capable camera. I'm in love with the Nikon Z6. I do not have the Z6 II. I'm guessing, and what I've been seeing and reading about the Z6 II, it's an even more incredible mirrorless camera. So Nikon, you're doing a good job. Bravo. And I just enjoy using the Nikon Z6. As far as slow motion goes, you saw the clips. It works for me, guys. If you're a wedding videographer and you want to capture those lovely slow motion parts, it's perfect. Nikon Z6 works. Now, this video is recorded in 4K. I edited this video in 4K. I'm recording these clips right now in 4K, right? But however, the Z6, one downside of it, it doesn't do slow motion in 4K. How does it look when you upscale it to 4K during the editing process? Leave me a comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think of the slow motion clips that I shot today for you guys for this video. Like I said, it works for me, and I couldn't be happier with it. A lot of it has to do, I think, with the way you capture slow motion. You know, have the lighting right, the angles, the focus, and just compose your shot, and you'll be fine. Have the scene you're shooting. If you're shooting a wedding, you're capturing the kiss or the hug or them walking along the beach or whatever, the couple. Just make sure you're stabilized somehow with a gimbal, or not too much shaking going on. So you'll be just fine, guys. Z6 is more than enough for me. It works for me. Now in the future, will we have 4K slow motion? Obviously on the Z6 II, you can do 4K 60 and slow it down somewhat. But you know what? I prefer the slow motion in camera. I don't know why. It just looks great. Two things I don't like about the Z6 slow motion is, number one, it's not 4K, native 4K. And number two, there's no audio when you're doing it. When you're recording slow motion with the Z6, you don't have audio slowed down as well. That'd be a pretty cool feature to have. It's slow-mo audio and record the audio track, but it doesn't. So, like I said, if you're doing cinematography work, making a movie or a wedding, you probably don't need that slow-mo audio that much anyway. So, not a deal breaker, guys. So all you cinematographers out there that have amazing cameras and are just curious to get a B-roll Z6 or whatnot, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, photography is my thing. Filmmaking is not. And I would like to know what real cinematographers, professional filmmakers think of the in-body slow motion, what you see on this video right here today. Let me know. I would love to read that. All right, guys, if you like this video and you want more videos like this, all things photography, go ahead and hit that like button. The more likes we get on Vahography on a certain video, the more YouTube pushes it out to more people and the channel grows. So we want to grow. We want to bring you bigger and better content in the future. So in order to do that, the channel, we must grow and, expand. So go ahead and hit that like button. That helps with the algorithms on YouTube. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet to Vahography, go ahead and do so as well. I welcome all photographers and future photographers, beginners, pros, you name it, to Vahography. And hit that bell icon notification. When I upload new content, you get notified when it's ready to go, ready to watch. And I enjoy making videos for you guys. I've been a photographer for almost 3 decades, and I want to share my knowledge on YouTube with you guys, for you guys. And one more thing, guys, I'm on Instagram, IG, Vahography. Go ahead and follow me on IG. I'll appreciate that as well. All right, guys, till the next video. This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. Rock and roll.